General Auditor, Master General of Sustenance, FICCI officials, ladies, gentlemen, stand here very privileged to be addressing this August gathering. General Auditor has given you a very extensive overview of the defense requirements which the country has, but I shall be restricting myself to the drone component. And as you're all aware, the drones in the recent past have conquered the skies with impunity. And I won't be wrong in saying that it is all today a game of drones. And it's a very complex game. Picked up from where General Auditor mentioned that today everybody is clustering towards drones. But let me tell you, a real drone, if you can make it, it's phenomenal. The cost of a Predator drone is $30 million. Whereas we are looking at very small component of surveillance drone, short range. In a sense, we have to go very far. The effect-based operations which we have seen by use of these aerial platforms stand evidence to their immense capability. Be it the recent Israel-Iran war, the ongoing Russian-Ukraine war, Op Sindoor, the drones have demonstrated appropriately their precise capability. I would like to, in specific, give you two examples wherein al-Zawahiri, the Al-Qaeda leader, was taken down by Reaper drone of the US 3 years back, and similarly 5 years back the IRG commander of Iran was also neutralized. Sitting miles away, they could utilize whatever they felt as a threat to them. Now, key lessons, what we see that drone warfare in a sense will now be a prelude to any conventional war. Unlike early times when the battle started with both the sides engaging in a kinetic manner, now it would be non-kinetic phase 1, maybe followed by a phase 2 of kinetic if required. Very precise engagements. There is no scope of any leeway. As the General mentioned earlier, the era of dumb bombs is over. It's all smart engagement, smart munition. And this is an advantage to the weak adversary. In case he's short of strength, but is good on technology, he stands to have a better chance than the immediate adversary. You have distant operators, distanced, but achieving the objectives. And of course, it's a very cost-effective engagement. Unlike in a conventional war, where you spend manpower, weapons, ammunition, it is just one aerial platform which moves from one point to the other and delivers. Now, in our context, I must highlight that our northern adversary has raced ahead and has raced miles ahead. I was just seeing some data. China is today producing 500,000 FPVs in a month, and they can ramp up to almost 1 million if required. Today, China is the world's top 5 drone manufacturing countries. Let's not forget that India also figures in the first 10, but maybe at a lower level. So we need to move up. And we are all aware of the collusivity between our northern and the western neighbor. So the possibility of a drone capability being extended to them also have to be kept in mind. Hence, there is no option but to achieve state-of-the-art drone capability for ourselves. If I look at the Indian paradigm, you are well aware of our nation's boundaries, our terrains. We have hills graduating to mountains, mountains to high altitudes, super altitudes on one end, riverine terrain on the other, in the plains, the jungles in the northeast, east. So our requirement of the drones is not similar across the board. You may require a drone for plains, for low altitude, high altitude, where as the temperatures go down, the performance alters. If I see the employment of drones, I'll restrict myself to the area of operations only. Is surveillance and reconnaissance, and this activity continues both in peace as well as the operational time. Security. We are using drones for detecting any infiltration which occurs on our borders and are being used extensively in the hinterland as well. Earlier on, what was done by picketing is now can be done by 1 or 2 drones, which can take on the entire area wherever we need to locate any threat. A very, very successful tool for the counter-insurgency operations. We have utilized them extensively and have achieved phenomenal results. And of course, in an all-out war, it will be both surveillance, attrition, and logistics. Now, for facilitating the industry, I must highlight as to how do we classify the drones for our military use. So, one is for the surveillance component, short, medium, long range. For us, for the Army's requirement, anything up to 5 kilometers is taken as a short range UAV. Till about 50 we call it a medium, and beyond that is a long range UAV. Lethality. Very 2 basic components. One is loiter munition, one is a precise dropping platform. The difference between the two, loiter moves at a very fast pace, is absolutely bang on, accurate, whereas the other one may be a little off as it is being maneuvered by an operator. In logistics, it will be dictated by what altitude you want to be addressed and the payload capacity. I must draw a very specific attention on the industry here that this has been observed as a major gap with us. Previous year, we did not have a single strategic partner who could give us a drone at high altitudes more than 10 kgs. So this is a gap which I would like to be addressed by our partners here. Now, gentlemen, you see globally, the technology is advancing at a very fast pace, and the design change, improve, leading to better endurance, stealth, AI, as the general was mentioning, have been integrated, and multi-dimension domain integration is being achieved by these. Now, as far as the global trends are concerned, the designs have been further improved to the extent that solar platforms are being used on these drones, which give them very, very long enhanced life for a very, very excellent duration. Alongside, I will also draw your attention that the system which needs to capture all this information and feed to the people who would engage this enemy. What you see in front on your viewfoil is a system called Crockware BMS. It is a battle management system which is picking up the entire information being fed by your ground systems, radars, surveillance devices, UAVs, and then feeding it to the people who engage. So this is the kind of overall architecture we are requiring. You can see where all one can fit himself in and contribute towards the nation's operational capability. But I must highlight that there are a lot of challenges. The first challenge is that these are niche technologies. We were overrun by the Industrial Revolution, so we are far behind. And today this niche technology is an exclusive preserve of few select countries. All the critical components are being exported. The heart of any niche technology is being imported. This is the understanding of a JV as on date. When we say JV, it means that hardware propellers are being made here, but the flight controller, superior batteries are being imported. So this is a challenge. Then of course the continuous threat of spurious components from countries which are inimical to us. 2 reasons. One, they may have some malware embedded in the chips. The drone, the platform may not function in times of operations. Secondly, the threat of hostile takeover. In any which case, this doesn't meet a requirement. There's a very limited R&D which happens in a country, be it the business house, be it the government. Limited R&D results in limited technology, and most of us bank on technology from abroad. And of course, limited capacities, when there's low R&D, the interest of the industry is limited and the production capacity is also limited. Now, how do we overcome these challenges? I would be failing my duties if I don't give a road ahead But before that, I must draw the attention of the industry to Op Sindoor, which I would say functioned as a catalyst and has concentrated the interest of all the industry, as the General mentioned. Even a person who's into cloth manufacturing wants to become a successful drone owner, operator, OEM. Most welcome. I must give you some figures. In the last 1 month, we have signed contracts worth about $60 million, and within the next 4 months, we'll be signing contracts worth about $200 million in the drone category. The RFPs will be out very soon. All those who have interacted with us also even once and displayed their interest will be extended in RFP. If I go by figures, as of now, I have got 132 strategic partners who have displayed interest. So all those who of you are here, please be prepared. As per the industry estimates, government estimates, in the next 4 years, 5 years, we're going to be looking at this figure, $90 billion worth of drone industry. Now, if this is the requirement, what is the way ahead? At the outset, we need dedicated R&D fund allotment. I'm sure the government is certainly on its in pursuit of this. But even as industry partners, instead of whatever profits we make, if we put back into R&D, I can certainly say with conviction that the dividend will be far more than you can even anticipate. We need to have a fusion between our defense, private and academia. Not as competitors, but a healthy mix wherein we can learn from each other and possibly get a superior technology which may not have been available in the whole world also. This is in the long run, it will take time. As the General mentioned, it will take time. You don't start making predators overnight. It will take time. But in the interim, when you do JVs, it has to be a meaningful JV. It is not simply importing some components and making an, okay, I've won the order. It will not achieve anything. Time-bound transfer of technology should take place. That will give us the ultimate power to operate. We are ensuring a very, very level playing field between the private and the defense industry. There is no arena in which any preference is being given, and I assure you that that will continue in times to come. What role we can play? We facilitate. Anybody who has got any requirement, he is given an opportunity to present his, showcase his product, his equipment, and we find that 3-4 of them have of similar nature there. We carry out NCNC trials so that you are aware of the capabilities you have achieved. It is not possible for you to do that on your own because it requires going to some areas, hard-to-hit areas where it is not possible for normal civilians to go. So we are doing that. Now, what is the ultimate objective we have? We as a nation should have requisite indigenous production to meet our national requirements. That is the priority one. That we need to achieve. And of course, once you achieve that, enhance export potential, it gives the country the honor, the name it rightly deserves, as well as makes revenue for the exchequer. And I'm sure, united together, we the industry all, we can make India renowned drone world power. I will terminate my little address here and wish you all the best. Please come forward and participate in the forthcoming procurements. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.